Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to you once again. My name is Nick, we're on the ZX Spectrum, and we're looking at a shooter game called Frontline, published by Zeppelin Games in 1988, also come out on the Amstrad CPC. Now it's a little bit, I suppose, in style to Commando, but instead of cracking each level going up the screen vertically, you can wander all around a certain map. You've got certain missions, you have to collect normally objects and then get to an exit at the end. Will I get to an exit at the end? Well, unlikely. But yes, I'm doing this on the joystick. You press fire button for shooting and spacebar for bombs. There we go. So that's him bomb. So we're wandering around this map. Very similar, if not identical colour scheme, to Commando, as you can see. So let's just see how I get on. Now you don't have to read lots and lots of instructions here, but just wander around the map and see how you do. Right, now you can pick up different weapons at the moment. As you can see on the top, the bottom right there, I've got an MK1. But just blow up everything, avoid getting shot by soldiers. They will regenerate, but they do wander around like nincompoops, and complete the game. Now, this is only my first go on this, believe it or not, so I don't know quite where I'm going. That was like an object. But once you play this a few times, then you pretty much know what to do and can race through. But this review, as you know, is all about normally seeing what it would have been like on your first go as a kid and would you have gone back to it. And I'm pretty much excited already. 3 years after Commando, it has to be said, and my initial feelings are I like Commando a lot better. But you're wandering around, it's done its own thing, it's taken that as an influence. If you want to see another Commando sort of game, check out the review of Who Dares Wins 2. That's not scrolling, that one. It's like a flip screen. Right, that's that got. How are we doing? Well, sort of like we're not dead yet, so I suppose that's good. There's another object there. Do we need that? Yes. Now, I don't know how many objects we got left, but you see my troops left there of 5. Or does it say 6? My eyes. The certain bits of the map, the thing that's a bit unusual about this is, which I can see, is there's just like a box around where you can go round, if you know what I mean. You can't walk out the area, but all the enemy soldiers can do. So that's a bit confusing at times. Don't get run over by the bike. You can shoot quite a long distance there, so that's quite useful. Oops, there's another bloke in a turret there. Right, now I'm surprised I haven't been shot yet. I do have some cheats on this game, but I haven't actually put them in. I don't think I'm going to need them. Where are we going? Right, let's take out that guy. Can we bomb him? Whoa! Can we bomb that guy? A little bit of colour clash when you go near the trees, but as a game I think it works quite well. Although having said that, my preference, as I said before, is for Commando by Elite, which came out in 1985. So this is 3 years afterwards by Zeppelin Games, but still pretty good in its own right. Now that purple thing I got, I think is a key to get out, but I just need to find the exit door. Now where's the exit door? Well, I don't know. We could be wandering around for a bit now. Another game where you're wandering around, which I don't think is quite as good as this, is I think it's Rambo or Rambo 3, which you have reviewed, so take a look at that one as well. But this I think plays a bit better. It's a little bit more fun, a little bit more arcadey, I think. I think the map's design is slightly better. There's no real dead space, and it could easily be a sequel to Commando, I suppose. Right. A little bit easy once you get used to it, I suppose, because I'm not dead yet, and as I said before, this is my first go. So the enemy soldiers are shooting like nincompoops. They haven't got very good range. You know, if you see a door to get out of here, let me know. Now this is where I started, I think. So already I'm a little bit lost on what really isn't that extensive map. Now if you had this one back in the day, then let me know. Did you complete it? How many stages were there? And how long did it take you to complete it? But I think it's one of those games that even if you do complete the whole thing, it's just demanding that you go back to it. Scrolling isn't too bad there. It's not flickering at all, which is good. Already gone through there before. I imagine there must be an exit gateway somewhere, unless I've read the instructions wrong. Right, so a lot of this review then might be me wandering around. There's no time limit here, so you can take as long as you want, within reason. Like you couldn't take your lifetime. If you can't take longer than your lifetime, but I don't know why you would be. So I wouldn't have been disappointed as a kid if I'd bought this game or got it as a gift. Quite a lot of playability there. As I say, you're going to spend quite a long time. Oh, I'm dead. You can spend quite a lot of time on stage 1, but then after you got there, I think you might be flying through various other stages because you generally get the idea what to do. Now, I'm not a big fan of that you have to start all over again. Now, that's bad. That's bad. There don't seem to be any save point. Now that is a big bad bit of the game. That would annoyed me as a kid. Don't get run over by that truck. That seems to be a good system. Looks like you have to do the whole thing on one life. That's not great at all. So that's a big drawback. That would have frustrated me as a kid big styley. If you don't do the whole level on one stage, on one life, you have to start right from the start again. Boo! Why did they do that? I don't know. That's like quite criminal. I don't like games that do that. That's a big bummer, actually. That's tarnished it a little bit for me. But plays quite well apart from that. See, down there is what I'm telling you about. I can't go down there, but the enemy can do. Come on. I don't know what this guy's name is, but all we know, he's a crack marine. And he don't take no prisoners, as you can see there, as he blows that person up. A whole army against one person. So, Rambo style, ultramarine. Right, let's go down here. I think this is a new bit, isn't it? We haven't been down here before. Blow up these emplacements, or you could just outrun bullets, which I'm doing. Yeah, this must be the way out after you've completed it, I think, 'cause it seems a bit chock-a-block. Yeah, so I think that's the exit there, that door. So, I've done it all a bit back to front. You must collect all the objects and get through that door, and then it's end of stage 1. Which I probably won't do, but at least we've seen what you're supposed to do. So if you're going to load this up the first time, you get a general idea. So the exit door is to the far left and then down a bit. Now we have to go all around the rest of the map and collect all those objects that I collected before. Nick, your system's rubbish. Yeah, I know. Anyway, what are you going to do? What are you going to do, eh? Right, so this is a mission and a half, this one. 4 lives left. I might have to, if I don't do it, I might have to kill my soldier in kamikaze fashion. But we've pretty much seen how the game plays, haven't we? We've seen the playability on it. Sounds a bit limited. All you got really is the guy firing the gun. But this is on the 48K, remember. You know, once you get used to it, it might be a little bit easy. Not too many soldiers coming at you at the same time. If you're unfamiliar with the game Commando, which is out in the arcades, have a look at my Spectrum Revisited review. I think we did a Revisited review. I also reviewed it on the Commodore 64. There was an enhanced version on that as well, and on the Commodore Amiga. But strangely enough, I didn't quite like it as much on the Commodore Amiga. It's one of those games where it was better on the 8-bit than the 16-bit. I think it's because it was more difficult. The gun range wasn't too far, and I just didn't feel the buzz on it. But like a lot of these games, especially when now nostalgia's involved, your favourite version is normally the version you first played, with the exception of Outrun, which was terrible on the Commodore Amiga, the first one I played, and then nothing else comes close to that. And that's the sort of like the feeling I've got with Commando. A classic game. If you own a Spectrum or emulation, then Commando is one of the key games you should track down. If you want an extension of that, of course, then this game, Frontline, which is, as I say, it was a game I was unaware of back in the day, and to another extent, Who Dares Wins 2. I'd have Who Dares Wins 2 slightly above this one, only because of the pain of having to go back to the beginning again once you die, on this game at least. And Commando is an absolute classic game, vertically up the screen. On the Amiga, there's a version called Dogs of War, where you tend to go in different directions, a bit like this one, with different missions. That's quite cool as well. Have a look at that if you own an Amiga. I think that might have also come out on the Atari ST. Now, if you've got any favourite run and guns, Mercs was another good one. If you've got any favourite run and guns we haven't come to yet on the Spectrum, or indeed the Commodore Amiga, make sure I haven't reviewed it already, so on a YouTube type N Jenkins, the name of the game. But if there's one that you particularly like back in the day, let me know in the comment section. We'll add it to the list and we'll see if we can review it maybe sometime in the future, or the far future, or somewhere, but I do tend to add them in. But so many games to look at, and you know, there's not one lifetime, I don't think, that'll be long enough to review all of them, so we just have to get as many as we possibly can, right? Okay, now if you're watching these as they go up live, it'll be a Saturday. There will be another game going up later on today, so thank you for watching and boosting the views. Share the videos wherever you can on any social media. Spread the word around. I need the I need the help, don't I? Well, all YouTubers need the help, but they're not here, so I just say I need the help. Hooray! Good stuff. Right, there's an object collected. Well done. I see that face there on the bottom left is gradually going down. I presume that might be my energy. Yeah, it must be. It's gradually going down. So that's a nice effect as well, although it isn't very obvious. It isn't as obvious as the depleting chicken on Attic Attack, and that's the best energy indicator probably ever. Attic Attack. That's my favourite game on the Spectrum. To a lesser extent Manic Miner, but that's another classic one. I do like the Horus games, but yeah, Attic Attack for me. A lot of people don't like Attic Attack, but I love it. Probably because I played it quite a lot as a kid. Boom, boom. I don't know how many soldiers I've killed now, but they're clearing the bodies quite quickly. I think I've got all the objects, haven't I? Unless there's one over here, the blue one. Don't get run over by that bike. Die, everyone. Not you. Right, I think there's that. Yeah, I think we're looking good now. That's him boomed. The soldiers regenerate, but the people at those emplacements there, guarding the walls, they don't regenerate. You can't go around logs. I'm not heavily trained. This army officer can't jump on logs. He hasn't been trained that bit yet. But he can sure shoot an MK7, MK6. I don't know why that weapon's changing for. We did say MK7. Right, there we go. So get that. Now we need to find the exit, and then we're out of here. And hopefully it's to level 2. Take out as many emplacements as you can, because they might get a sneaky shot at you. I don't think you can get those bikes. You couldn't shoot the motorbikes in Commando anyway. I think there's only 1 or 2 that turned up. One at an airport stage and one somewhere else. They seem to be bigger than the tanks in that game, so that was a bit weird. What happened there? I don't know. Right. Don't die. That's the system. That is the system. God. Sometimes I do a bit editing if something goes wrong. So, you know, if something does look a bit weird, I probably edited it. Sometimes there's a problem with the recording, but generally we're okay. Emulation is quite reliable. This isn't being played on the real system, it's being emulation, so there might be a very slight difference every now and again, but this is quite accurate, I think. Boom. Off we go. Just wandering around like a twit again. If we can get to the exit, that would be great. And I didn't get the... Oh, no! Level 0. See, now, you see how far I got on that? Now I have to start all the way over again. I mean, that's... See, that would annoy a kid. If there's ever a reason not to play it, it's that sort of thing, where the kid would have smashed the joystick and I've been run over by that because I wasn't paying attention. We might do that again and exit. So, you know... there might have been a bit of swearing from kids back in the day just because of that point, but if they'd had a save point from where you left off, this game would have been genius, but it just fails by the narrowest of margins. So that's game over. I didn't mind it, but a little bit flawed, as I say, with that regeneration when you die. So I hope you liked having a look at that one. That was Frontline, well worth tracking down, I would say, published by Zeppelin Games in 1988. Got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, then please put that below. You're always more than welcome. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.